Hello everyone, Cortex here, back again to cook you up a gourmet video I like to call my review of Spyro 2. So buckle up, lick those lips and prepare for the feast of a lifetime, because this game is very special to me. And if you don't like this game, get out right now, you're not welcome.
You have been banned from the Mickey Mouse Club for inappropriate behavior.
But if you love Spyro, old people because they're amazing, and old games, then you're in the right place. So sit back, relax, contact your local priest, and let me explain why Spyro 2 is absolutely phenomenal. So, after the events of Spyro 1, Gnasty Gnorc is defeated, all the dragons are freed, all the eggs are returned, and all gems have been collected. But now Spyro is exhausted and wants a nice holiday, a little vacation to the beach, because the artisan world is full of rain. So Spyro and Sparks gear up to head to the beach, but wind up in a new world called Avalar, where they find some new folk in desperate need of help, as they're under the reign of terror from a vicious tyrant named Ripto, who apparently hates dragons with a burning passion. And why Spyro didn't just attack him right here makes no sense, but we'll roll with it. The new characters we meet are Hunter, Elora, and the Professor, and they, along with a million other characters, ask Spyro to do 1,000,001 tasks to help save their world. So poor Spyro has to put the vacation on hold to help save Avalar, and off we go. So, Spyro 2 separates itself from the first game by giving the player more to do than collect gems, eggs, and free dragons. As I mentioned, there are buttloads of new characters who have missions and jobs for Spyro to do. All these NPC characters are funny and cool, even SpongeBob here.
This is the only, if it wasn't for the Christmas shit, I wouldn't fucking work.
Oh, okay. Calm down. Other characters are found throughout the game, like this dumbass secret agent, a Yeti, Romeo and Juliet, and...
Trouble with the trolley, eh?
Oh, piss off, you. The cool thing about each world in Spyro 2 is that they each have their own little story going on, and the game gives us a beginning cutscene and then an end cutscene for each world once each world has been completed. I really like this. It adds depth to the overall world and story of Spyro, and it feels immersive and unique. Spyro's controls have also been tweaked. They feel tighter, and we have some cool new abilities. First of which, Spyro can now hover to save himself at the end of a long glide if we didn't pull it off just right. And the game is designed with this new ability in mind, as you will be using it quite a lot throughout, given there are many long jumps, and some longer than we'd seen in the first game. However, the rest of the new abilities have to be unlocked, and the only way to do so is by coughing up our hard-found gems to moneybags, a greedy fat bastard.
First things first, where's your shitter? I've got a turtle head poking out. I'm not kidding. I got a crap on deck that could choke a donkey. Oh, it's squidgy! Where's my money?
Too much information, moneybags. Anyways, if you thought Mr. Krabs was money obsessed, this asshole takes it to another level, because not only do we have to pay him for new abilities, we also have to pay him to unlock stuff within levels that he definitely just blocked off himself. Either way, the other abilities we can unlock are as follows: a head bash move, which is required to open certain chests, which is kind of cool, the ability to swim, which lets us explore underwater, and the swimming mechanics are surprisingly good, and the last and arguably best ability under Spyro's belt: climbing. You love it, don't you? These new abilities, while simple, add to the overall gameplay experience, and like I mentioned, with the hover ability, the game was designed with these new abilities in mind. All good stuff. Enemies also make a return alongside helpless little animals to slaughter to feed Sparks in order to regain health.
I'll kill me some goddamn vagina spiders!
Many of the missions in Spyro 2 take on this new minigame or challenge-like task, and these vary from herding these annoying fat bitches to an ice hockey game to...
Trouble with the trolley, eh?
Yes, this one, which isn't too bad honestly. I mean, with a little trial and error you'll get it if you didn't get it the first try, but yeah, it can be kind of annoying. But the worst by far is this alchemist bitch, and I'll speed through why, as I feel like he's been talked about to death. But yeah, Hunter is a dumbass and gets his feet stuck in some cement, so we've got to escort this bitch through a field of enemies, and he deliberately tries walking into them and changes his direction all the time, right at the last second. And the bitch of it is, these things can't be killed, just pushed back and stunned. So this guy deliberately goes out of his way to make the mission harder for you, and as a result of this you'll find yourself repeating this mission over and over again. The homeworlds make a return, but this time there are only a few. However, They are so much bigger and better. We've got summer forest, autumn plains, and winter tundra, and my god, they are so beautiful. Each of which is home to a certain number of levels, a speedway or two, and a boss level. Not only that, but they are filled with cool stuff to find. Like in winter tundra, you can take this whirlwind up to the castle wall, where you can find this little underwater cave, which leads you to a gateway, some gems, a few chests, and hey, Moneybags is here too.
Look at me, I'm a big fat slob. I've got bigger titties than you do. I've got more chins than a Chinese phone book. I've not seen my willy in 2 years, which is long enough to declare legally dead.
Okay, sorry to hear that, I guess. The exit brings you back up to the courtyard. There's also an orb down here, and these bad boys are kind of the main collectible, but kind of not. You need 64 total to complete the game, and we collect these by either finding them or doing missions and tasks for different characters. The flight levels, as I said, make a return, and they're just as simple and fun as they were before. Collect 4 sets of 8 items under the time limit, and return to try and set the best times possible. It's all about figuring out the best path to take, which offers its own little puzzle. It's always satisfying to crack these, and again, these are simple, fun, and I love them. While the bosses in Spyro 1 are boring and uneventful, Spyro 2 ups the ante, as my god did they make an improvement. There are only 3 of them, but damn they are good. It's a perfect example of quality over quantity. In the first game, it was just a matter of chasing uninspired boss characters and flaming them a couple of times. But this time around, there's an actual fight to be had. You actually have to think about your approach and dodge actual attacks. And as a result, these are some of my favourite boss levels in platforming. The first of 3 is Crush. He'll stand on these platforms, which simultaneously shield him and give him the ability to launch projectiles, which we've got to dodge. When he steps out, we've got to flame him and he'll bash the ground of his club, which will cause boulders to fall on him. He'll initially start out hurling walls of blue fire at us, but then he'll switch over to balls of orange flames. And he'll also start chasing after us each time he's hit, meaning we've got to stay on our toes throughout. All this happens as Ripto watches in the background and offers no help to Crush, as he dies a most certainly painful death. The next boss is Gulp, and initially he'll run around after Spyro trying to flatten him while pterodactyls fly overhead dropping eggs. We've got to wait for them to hatch, and when they do, they hatch these metal barrels. We have to ram them at Gulp, then they change to bombs, which we've got to flame, and then rockets, which Spyro needs to swallow, aim, and fire at Gulp. Then the eggs can contain any of the 3, and by this stage Gulp has moved on to using his green laser cannons, and eventually he'll also start using these items against us too. All the while, chickens spawn to offer health, but beware as Gulp can use them to regain health also. This boss fight is considerably harder and does take some strategy to beat, which I really appreciate. Finally, there's Ripto, and he easily has the coolest and most difficult boss fight. In a cool turn of events, all the orbs we've been collecting throughout the game act as power-ups, but Ripto can collect these too. He'll run around launching projectiles from his scepter, and the orbs make his attacks more powerful. But when we collect the orbs, it gives Spyro the super breath ability. Eventually Ripto will summon a mechanical Gulp, but he doesn't really utilize him well. Instead of charging at Spyro or anything like that, he kinda just sits on his back and uses him to run around collecting orbs. Once we continue damaging him, the mechanical Gulp gets destroyed and Ripto uses an orb to summon a mechanical pterodactyl, while Spyro uses an orb to go into super flame mode, and they both take to flight as the arena collapses, leaving a lake of lava below. We've got to fly around dodging Ripto's attacks while doing our best to attack him, and eventually we destroy his mech pterodactyl and they both fall to their death in the lake of lava below. Okay, so maybe Gulp's boss fight is more difficult, maybe not, but still, this is how you do an end boss fight. Gnasty Gnork. It's theatrical, it's tough, it's cool, and it feels very final. This is the perfect end to the perfect adventure. Everything's been leading up to this moment, and it delivers perfectly. It really doesn't disappoint, and I really appreciate that. In the end, the professor opens a portal to the Dragon Shores, and Spyro says goodbye. He finally gets to go on his holiday, and the Dragon Shores are pretty cool. There's a bunch of little mini games and a love tunnel too, and after all that, we even get some cool cheat codes that makes things funny, and we unlock Super Breath permanently. Spyro 2 is just an all-round great game. It takes everything that worked in the first game and makes it even better. More fun, more personality, and way more to explore. It's one of those sequels that really understands what players loved about the original and builds on it in all the right ways. The boss fights stand out as some of the most entertaining moments. They're creative, challenging in a good way, and feel like actual milestones instead of just something to check off a list. The story adds a fun layer to the adventure too. It's light-hearted but well told, with some genuinely funny and charming character moments. Spyro, Allura, Hunter, and even Ripto himself bring a lot of personality, making the world feel more alive and connected than in the first game. The level design is also top notch. Each world has its own vibe and style, packed with fun side characters, clever puzzles, and secrets that make exploring a blast. You're always encouraged to experiment and revisit places with new abilities, which adds a nice sense of progression without feeling like a chore. And of course, the soundtrack deserves a shout out. Stuart Copeland's music gives its every level its own identity. It's catchy, atmospheric, and it fits the tone perfectly. It's one of those soundtracks you'll find yourself humming long after you've put the controller down. All in all, Spyro 2 is a total gem. It's got heart, humour, and a ton of creativity packed into every corner. Whether you're replaying it for nostalgia or jumping in for the first time, it's a game that's easy to love and hard to put down. And as always, when it comes to which version of the game you choose to play, I'd recommend both. Sure, go for the reignited version for updated graphics, but you can't go wrong with the original. And well, that's all from me. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit like and subscribe to get a free old man and a free orb. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Now, I'm off to polish Ripto's scepter.